Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, it brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Monday, wherever you are, whatever you're up to. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us on Story Time and enjoy a beautiful story coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco today again. And this one is written by EUGENIE Doyle and illustrations by Rebecca STADTLANDER. And of course, we are reading this one with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books. It is entitled A Farm Prepares for Winter. Sleep tight, farm. Yes, coming to us this morning. I cannot wait to share. Thank you indeed for being here. I hope that you get to enjoy it. EUGENIE Doyle, Becca STADTLANDER, and of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Have you ever wondered where your food comes from? Have you ever wondered the amount of work that goes on a farm? Well, we get a glimpse, a tiny glimpse into what happens around wintertime in this particular farm, and hopefully gives us a bit more appreciation of the food that we have that comes from all over the farms, and realizing what work goes into it. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for being here. How was your weekend? And to all the mothers out there and mother figures, of course, hope that you had a lovely Mother's Day, and of course looking forward to this beautiful week. I hope that it is even better for you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining us. Kathy out there in Ohio, beautiful Ohio, you say. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you indeed for taking the time to be here. I hope you had a lovely weekend, Kathy. Good to see you with us here on Storytime. And of course, we hope to see you tomorrow and Wednesday and many days after that. Thank you so much for joining us. Luna, sending you lots of love as well out there in Ohio. Good morning to you, Megan. How are you doing today? Cloudy and chilly out there in Kentucky. Talking of which, if you're out here in the Bay, we did have some warm weather this past couple of days, but it drops down just a little bit depending on whether you're on the coast or inland today. And so if you're in and around Oakland, San Mateo, you're looking at about highs of about 66. So look at your wardrobe, see what you need to carry with you so you are ready. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. We're now in a blackberry winter. There are names for the cold snaps that happen in early spring, and they are based on what's blooming. That is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Good to know. Whoa. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what other names are there too. But thank you for sharing that one. Blackberry Winter. Thank you for being here with us today on Storytime. For some reason, that sounds pretty cold. Thank you for being here, Ari. Sending you lots of love as well. I hope that you had a lovely weekend and wishing you a very good week ahead. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Sleep tight, farm, coming up very, very shortly. A farm prepares for winter. What happens? What goes on? What do they do? Well, Let's go on this journey together and find out. It is written by Eugenie Doyle, illustrations by Becca Statlander, and we will be reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And this one is from the 2022 spring release. So here we go. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. We'll be right back after this short break for more story time. Thank you indeed for being here with us today.
This is Anika Mrose-Reese, author of The Teacher's Pet, Watch Out for Wolf, Love Sophia on the Moon, the Anna Banana chapter book series, and Hide and Don't Seek and other very scary stories. And you are watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back. Thank you indeed for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, do check out Anika Mrose-Reese with amazing stories. I feel like every student I've had since I've come across the Anna Banana series, if they're named Anna, they're probably going to be called Anna Banana at some point. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Sleep tight, farm. Yes, a farm prepares for winter. Written by Eugenie Doyle and illustrations by Becca Statlander, and of course, read with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Are you ready? All right, here we go. You know I have to show you the end papers every time, right? And I think this one is a particularly beautiful one too. And if the art of Becca Statlander looks familiar, it is because she also brought us on the wings of words. Another beautifully illustrated book, beautifully written book. A farm prepares for winter. Sleep tight, farm. Written by Eugenie Doyle, illustrations by Becca Statlander, and read with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Big up to you, the Chronicle team. Of course, always thankful for the many books that you let us share here on Storytime. A farm prepares for winter. Sleep tight, farm. The December days shorten and darken. We are busy putting the farm to bed. Yes, the December days shorten and darken. We are busy putting the farm to bed. With our crops mostly in, strawberries, raspberries, vegetables, honey, and hay, now is the time to prepare for deep frost. The coming wind and snow. Yeah, many hands make work light, Mom says. It is true, isn't it? Yeah, with our crops mostly in, strawberries, raspberries, vegetables, honey, and hay. Now is the time to prepare for the deep frost, the coming wind and snow. Many hands make work light, Mom says. Yeah. We shake straw over berry plants to blanket them from the winter's frostbite. Next April and May, they will leaf out green and blossom white. In June, they will give fruit so red and juicy, we will make jam and freeze berries to eat till summer comes again. We lick our lips, remembering. Good night, strawberries covered with straw. Good night, strawberries, indeed. Good night, strawberries covered in straw. Yeah. We cut kale and chard and broccoli. We sow down tree-like Brussels sprout stems. We dig for the last carrots, beets, and potatoes to add to those stored in the barn. There, they await winter markets and our own winter meals. Yum, yum, yum. Above in the hayloft, a mountain of harvested hay bales stands ready to sail. The fields rest brown and bare. Dad tills and plants a cover of oats and rye to protect and replenish the fields that gave us so much. Yeah. Good night, fields, peaceful and still. Mwah. Yeah. Above in the hayloft, a mountain of harvested hay bales stands ready to sell. The fields rest, brown and bare. Dad tills and plants a cover of oats and rye to protect and replenish the fields that gave us so much. Yeah. Good night, fields, peaceful and still. Yeah. Dad cuts back the raspberries before wind and snow can crack the canes. We caught the old brush to burn. Goodbye to last year's twigs and leaves with their bugs and spots. Yeah. The promise of late summer's plum fruit lies in roots tucked underground. Good night, raspberries resting below. Yeah. What do you do to get ready for winter? Do you live on a farm too? Are there special things that you have to do? Like cut down twigs, cover the plants? We stack wood by the house and in the sugar house too. It will heat our home all winter, and in early spring, it'll fuel the fire that boils maple sap into syrup. Yum. Good night, stacked wood, waiting to work. Oh. Yeah. Before the winter winds come howling, we secure the Hope House's plastic sides with ropes and bales of hay. Inside, we float sheets of white cloth over the baby greens till the New Year's thaw. Safe under cover rest little leaves with mouth-filling names: spinach, mizuna, tsatsoi, arugula. Our winter salad greens will nap till stronger sun can wake them. I do like arugula. Last August, the Hope House grew so hot we rolled up the sides and flung open the doors while picking tomatoes, melons, and heat-loving okra. Now we button up the perfect shelter for changing weather. Good night, Hope House, wrapped up tight. Good night, Hope House. We board up chinks in the chicken coop and set a timer to give the hens the light they need to lay eggs all winter. We fluff the nest with hay. Plug in the water heater, scoop fresh grain. We collect the day's eggs, fragile gifts from our friends. Good night, chickens, snug in your coop. Good night to you, chickens. Snug in your coop. Yeah. With bales of hay, we build a windbreaker for the beehives and place a stone on each lid to hold it firm. We make the hive entrances smaller to keep roaming field mice out. Within each hive, a single queen lies in a cluster of maids working to keep her fed. Yeah. In September, we harvested honey and wax, but left enough for the bees who made enough for us. Good night, bees, sheltered and safe. Aw. Good night, bees, sheltered and safe. Yeah. The farm stand is stocked for the holidays with fresh eggs, greens and roots, onions and garlic braids, decorative corn, honey and maple syrup. There's plenty for us and plenty to sell. Aw. Mom and Dad moved planter, cultivator, tiller, and baler into the equipment shed, a shelter from rust and cold. The tractors go in last. Good night, farm. Yeah. Good night, farm. The fire jumps in the wood stove. We feast on homegrown treats, vegetable soup, and berry pie. We pull clinking lights from a box and tango to hang on the porch. Look, Mom says, the rising moon, the bright sway of stars in the sky. We light beeswax candles to soften the longest night. Yeah. The farm is ready for down quilts of snow, the shh of the wind. Dad trucks us in. Good night, farms. Good night, farmers. Sleep tight. Yes, the farm is ready for down quilts of snow, the shh of the wind. Dad trucks us in. Good night, farmers. Sleep tight. Yeah, sleep tight indeed. It's been a day of hard work. Sleep tight, farm. And that is the end of our story. Yes, a glimpse in the day of getting ready for winter. A farm prepares for winter. Sleep tight, farm. This one came to us from Eugenie Doyle and Becca Statlander, and of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be right back after this short break.
Have you ever wondered what makes you special? Maybe it's the color of your eyes. Maybe it's something that you can do, like sing. Well, with my brand new book, I See Me, you'll find out exactly what makes you awesomely special. Make sure you keep in touch with me on my social media handles and at Just in Time for Storytime. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And of course, Just in Time for Storytime with Justin Ford. Many amazing conversations happening on that platform. Please do check them out. And of course, enjoy their book as well. I See Me. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful book you had. I hope that it didn't leave you too tired working on the farm, getting ready for winter, preparing the farm for winter. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And I hope that gives you a bit more appreciation of what work goes on the farm. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And the end papers do change. So I just wanted to show you too that end paper of that. Yeah, wintry cover is there. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Sleep tight, farm. A farm prepares for winter. A perfect bedtime story. I hope that you are able to read it at some point. I hope you're able to get it from your local library or indeed wherever else that you get books. Eugenie Doyle, Becca Statlander, Chronicle Books of San Francisco, a 2022 release. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. We're not done. We're back again tomorrow with another exciting book. And this one is coming from Candlewick Press. And it is one that has been here to Storytime just the one time, but we hope that it will come back many, many more times. I will go and come back. This one is coming to us from Rajani La Roca and illustrations by Sarah Palacios. So join us for this one tomorrow. And yeah, we'll go today, but come back tomorrow for sure. I will go and come back. Thank you indeed for being here with us on Storytime. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this beautiful Monday morning. Please do check the weather, see what you need to carry with you today in your part of town. And of course, if you're out here in Oakland, it will be around 60s, a high of around 66. So just be prepared for that as well. Probably starting off pretty cold in the morning, chilly in the morning. So do carry that extra layer. And then, of course, maybe later on, it might need to come off. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Let us see one more time who's here with us, enjoying that wonderful story. Megan, thank you for being here. Out there in chilly Kentucky, cloudy and chilly Kentucky, where you're experiencing your blackberry winter right now, as you call it. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And of course, Ari, sending you lots of love as well. Hopefully see you on a live soon here on Storytime. Have yourselves a wonderful day indeed out there. Chilly as it may be, cloudy as it may be, I hope that books like this continue to brighten your days. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And of course, good morning to you, Kathy. Well, how are you doing today? Luna, thank you so much for joining us from out there in beautiful Ohio. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. And to everybody else that is joining us, has not dropped us a message, we know you're here. We feel your love. We appreciate you. Thank you for choosing Storytime. And of course, those joining us later on for the recordings at times that work best for you, well, thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Remember, you can always catch Storytime at storytimewithmisslimata.com at your convenience. And of course, you can catch the lives at 6 a.m. Pacific time right here on Storytime with Miss Limata, Facebook and YouTube, and of course, Instagram. And you can catch us at 11 a.m. Pacific time for the recordings of this of the morning reading. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Absolutely appreciate you, to each and every one of you, and of course your loved ones. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Much love from me, and I will see you again tomorrow when we're back with I Will Go and Come Back. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Oh, are you going to keep this early hour when your summer break starts? Ooh, great question. Great question. I had not thought about that. Depending on what I'm doing, I might keep it, but yeah, it might be nice to move to 7, isn't it? Well, for me. But I've gotten used to this routine so much. Yeah, 6, maybe might shift to 7, but I will be sure to communicate and make sure that we know exactly when story time is coming. But great question. I had not really thought about it, and it's already here. My school year is out around June 10th. So yeah, something to think about before then. But great question, Megan. Really good question. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. It is tempting to move it a little an hour later, but it's also really nice sometimes to get up really early and get prepared and be done. Be done and then just wait to also watch the recording if I have the time that day. But yeah, great question. We'll see what will happen. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Please have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. This has been Storytime on this lovely Monday morning. Much love from me. Bye-bye.
Storytime with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, Storytime with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Ooh, story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.